Best known as the Alabama turtle farmer, Gary Bentley, an entrepreneur, professional humorist, and published author, has demonstrated what it means to pull oneself up by the bootstraps. A rags to riches story that started when he was only 18 years old after living in 3 foster homes. With a strong survival attitude, Gary developed a tenacious work ethic and entrepreneurial spirit as he worked at odd jobs and started multiple business ventures. Mr. Bentley's successful businesses range from restaurants, mussel shell exporter, to now a turtle farmer and keynote speaker. The Alabama turtle farmer has exported millions of baby turtles all around the world. He teaches and motivates business-oriented audiences to see the big picture of business.
We are one of the biggest producers of baby snapping turtles in the world. The meanest, toughest turtle there is. Snappers are my favorite. My wife says it's because we have the same personality. But really, I like them because they're tough. Just like them, when I was growing up, I had to be tough. Snappers always have somebody picking on them, poking at them with a stick, kicking them, trying to run over them with a car, because they sure are ugly. So as you can tell, we're not exactly the same. The turtle business is very interesting, but it's only one of the challenges life has thrown at me. Like I said, life was tough. Some people say I'm a true rags to riches story. Some people even call it roaches to riches. I like to think of it as a blessed to riches story. When I was growing up, we had an old wooden rocking chair in the living room. It had the old wooden slats. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And the roaches would get in there. And at night, we'd beat that old chair against the living room floor. And the roaches would fall out. And we'd stomp them. They were all in the house. They were in everything. From our food to our clothes. Even on our bed at night, they'd crawl across your face in the middle of the night. I'm telling you, it was tough. We were dirt poor, even for Alabama standards. I was a middle child of 7 kids. We lived in an old 2-bedroom house with my ma, my pawpaw, my mom and dad. My pawpaw was a good old man. He never learned to drive, never learned to sign his name. He would sign by making his X. My mom had very little education. My dad was a non-functioning alcoholic. Because of this and more, many times in my life I felt like a turtle on his back. I was just stuck in the mud, struggling to get back on my feet. Have you ever seen an old snapping turtle on his back trying to turn over? He would use his neck, his tail, his legs, a rock, a stick, anything. I had to find a way to get back on my feet. Like a snapper, I had to be tough. I had to turtle up. My goal today is to motivate you to know your foundation. The first thing you have to do is seriously consider exactly where you are. When I became an adult, I soon realized that my foundation was cracked and broken all to pieces. You might not realize this, but as you were growing up, your parents were building you a foundation to stand on when you became an adult. I don't care how much money they had or they didn't have. If they gave you a warm, safe home, put food in your mouth, and helped you get a good education, next time you see them, hug their neck. Because they built you a good, solid foundation. Now, we all have holes and cracks that could use repair. These flaws will hold us back from reaching our goal. Just knowing the weaknesses of your foundation will help you reach that goal. However, you will continue to struggle until you are honest about your foundation and make the proper changes. Remember, life is about changes. Wisdom is knowing life is about changes. Success is the reward of preparing for those changes.